Hello and good evening. Today we will be presenting Planning for High School and Beyond. Your presenters for this evening are Tara Thorne, Middle School Lead Counselor, and Nicole Gurley, one of our OCPS College Transition Counselors. Here's our agenda for this evening. We're going to first talk about the rigorous high school options available to your students, such as magnet programs, advanced placement courses, academic dual enrollment, and technical dual enrollment. And then we'll talk about the pros, cons, and special considerations with academic dual enrollment, as well as preparing your student for academic success and answer any questions you may have. Please feel free to type any questions in the chat box. This session has been previously recorded so that we are free to answer any questions as they arise. Let's start off the presentation by defining the term rigorous as used in combination with a schedule. A rigorous schedule, which you will be hearing a lot about throughout your student's academic career, is a schedule that has the most difficult courses while the student is still able to be successful. Colleges will not like to see a C on a student transcript, so every student will have their own unique blend of classes that will encompass their most rigorous schedule. Every high school also has different honors and AP classes, so the students will be compared to the other students' schedules at their schools for college admissions purposes.
When a college looks at a rigorous schedule, they will take into account the level of the classes. Students may have dual enrollment classes where they're earning both high school credits and free college credits at the same time. Advanced courses, AP classes, taken at the high school where students can earn free college credit pending their level on the AP exam. Or they can partake in a magnet program at a high school if they have a specific area of interest. All AP, dual enrollment, ACE, and IB courses are weighted the same.
As we stated previously, magnet programs provide opportunity for students to engage in intensive study in specific areas. Magnets offer the opportunity for students to discover their talents and explore their interests while focusing on academic rigor. Their schedules will usually include a mix of standard, honors, AP, and content-specific courses. Students will have to apply for admission into the programs of their choice ahead of time. More information can be found on the OCPS website.
One special type of magnet program that OCPS has is called Cambridge. It is a top-performing magnet that gives students a chance at a college curriculum with the opportunity to receive an ACE diploma. Students are able to dive into their curiosity for learning and acquire strong writing, research, and critical thinking skills. Colonial is the only school that students can apply to as a magnet transfer right now, but there are other high schools that have the program if you are zoned for that high school. Another top magnet program is called IB, or International Baccalaureate. It is also a program with college curriculum and stresses the importance of collaboration, thinking, and self-management. In order to receive the IB diploma, students not only have to pass special classes and tests, but must receive community service, creativity, and active hours, as well as write an extended essay. In Orange County, we do have a couple IB magnet programs, as well as some other high schools that offer the curriculum for students zoned to their school.
Advanced placement courses are college-level courses and exams that have a nationally recognized curriculum. This means that students are learning the same thing all across the country. So a student in Florida is learning the same thing as a student in Alaska. All students earn high school credit with AP courses, but may earn college credit as well with their AP exam score. Students can earn college credit pending their AP exam score and which college they choose to attend. The exams are scored on a level of 1 to 5, with different colleges accepting different scores in different subject areas. For example, a score in AP Literature may give the student college credit for Freshman Composition 1, Freshman Composition 2, both, or neither in college. When applying for college admissions, colleges only see the grade in the AP course, not the exam score, unless the student sends the official exam score after acceptance. Academic dual enrollment allows students to take college courses to earn both high school and college credits for free. OCPS has a few options for academic dual enrollment. Please note, though, that all academic dual enrollment options do not provide transportation. First, let's talk about the most popular, Valencia College. Valencia dual enrollment is open to students in grades 6 through 12 who have at least a 3.0 high school GPA and earn passing scores on either ACT, SAT, or PERT. For students to have a high school GPA, this means they must have already taken a high school course. Students can take the PERT test at Valencia once they apply and receive a Valencia ID number, as test score submission deadlines are often after application deadlines. Applications are available on the Valencia Dual Enrollment website only and must be submitted the semester before the student intends to start. Because of this, the application window has already passed for fall of 2022, but students can apply in the fall to take classes for spring of 2023. Those dates for the application window will be available on Valencia's website. Students can take up to 4 classes each term and 2 in the summer, only if they have started a previous semester to the summer. Students can take face-to-face, online, or hybrid courses, but cannot take Flex Start courses, which are courses that follow a shorter timeline. Another academic dual enrollment program is through UCF. Students have to have a higher high school GPA with only their core courses taken into consideration and an SAT or ACT score. UCF does not accept the PERT test. Students only take 1 or 2 courses each semester, and this is mostly for our top performing juniors and seniors. One more option for academic dual enrollment is at the University of Florida. This program is only for 11th and 12th graders and only offers classes online. Students have to have a 3.6 GPA and a passing score on ACT, SAT, or the PSAT. Another option for dual enrollment for our students is through Orange Technical College. This gives students the opportunity to earn industry certification in high-demand areas like IT, manufacturing, health science, automotive or diesel technician, and the hospitality areas. These programs are available for students to start in the 11th or 12th grade. Transportation is provided, tuition and books are paid for. Some programs, though, may require lab or equipment fees to be paid by the student. Students must have the availability in their schedule for 3 back-to-back elective periods. Therefore, they must be planning accordingly for 9th and 10th grade and staying on track for graduation. These courses do not give a student college credit, but the students may receive some credits towards some Valencia AS degree programs. For the remainder of the presentation, whenever we refer to dual enrollment classes, we will be referring to the academic dual enrollment through Valencia, UCF, or UF.
One of the main reasons we are doing this presentation is the overwhelming number of questions that school counselors receive about students taking classes at Valencia for dual enrollment. And we want to make sure that students and parents have really thought about the option and if it is a good fit for the child, especially at the middle school age. There are a lot of factors to consider before having a student sign up for Valencia dual enrollment. What college does a student want to attend after high school? Dual enrollment credits are only guaranteed to transfer to Florida public universities, the 12 state universities. That means if a student wants to attend a private college or college out of state, they may not accept the credits or accept them in the core curriculum. Some top colleges may prefer AP classes over dual enrollment. With AP courses, there is a standardized curriculum. All students nationally that are taking an AP class are taking the exact same AP test at the end of the year. So the colleges know what the students have learned. If a student takes a class at Valencia, it will depend on the professor, which textbook they use, what curriculum they want to teach, etc. Also, a lot of students think that the AP courses are usually more strenuous with a higher workload. So colleges are aware of this as well. It is always best to call any colleges that the student wants to attend before participating in a dual enrollment program. What a student wants to major in also has an effect on their dual enrollment decision. If a student does not know what they want to major in, a dual enrollment student usually fills his or her electives with random classes. In a lot of majors, these elective classes need to be prerequisites in order to take higher level classes, intro to business, math courses, etc. If the goal is to receive an AA degree, students have very little time in college in order to choose a major, without worrying about access credits. Sometimes they only have one semester after high school to decide on a major, which can be difficult at the age of 18. Also, if a student is doing pre-med, engineering, or some other majors, the colleges will want these major classes to be taken on their college campus. For instance, maybe not taking biology at Valencia for pre-med. One obstacle that our younger dual enrollment students face is being mature enough to take college level courses. It is not only checking to see if a student is academically ready to take college level classes, but if they are mature enough. The college professors do not even know that a student is a dual enrollment student, and even if they did, are not required to treat them any differently. Topics that are brought up in college may not be appropriate for your child. Abortion, religion, politics, to name a few. Also, is the student ready to raise their hand to clarify information in a room full of 20 and 30-year-olds that they do not know? We tend to see a lot of strong students that do not know what to do if they are struggling in a subject. They are used to high school being easy, teachers taking late work, and noticing they are doing poorly. Too many of our great students end up in a downward spiral when they begin to struggle. Students must be able to ask questions, go to tutoring, email teachers, etc. Most professors will not even discuss a student with a parent. It is on the student to communicate with the teachers. Keep in mind, though, that anytime a student under the age of 16 is on Valencia's campus, a parent or guardian must be on the campus as well. They do not have to be in class with them, but available on campus. When a student takes a dual enrollment course, that final grade will stay on their college transcript forever. It does not matter how old they are or what age they were when they take the course. If students do poorly in a dual enrollment course, it can start the student with a low college GPA, which looks bad for college admissions, as well as puts them in a hole to dig themselves out of in college, and may jeopardize the GPA needed to keep bright futures. When a student does poorly in a magnet or AP course, it will probably affect their college acceptances, but it will no longer impact their future after high school. Students also must pass 67% of college courses in order to keep their financial aid. This can be affected as well from their dual enrollment courses. With all of the talk of rigor and having a competitive high school schedule, we need to keep in mind that colleges do look at other factors as well. Especially these days, they are not wanting students that only study every night and every day, but those that are taking an active part in their high school and community. Middle school is the ideal time for students to figure out what they like to do and what they are passionate about. That way, when they get to high school, they can participate in a community service project and really make a difference. It is more important for students to concentrate their time on a few passions, as opposed to getting a lot of hours in various areas. as is the same theory with extracurricular activities. What does a student really like to do? What can they excel in? What can they one day be a captain of or have a leadership role in? Parents and students do not realize that there was a time that students only participated in dual enrollment their junior and senior years, and that was enough time to receive their AA degree. There is no need to start so early, even if the goal is an AA degree. Another thing that we are seeing is that students like to be a part of college when they get there. They think they want to do their AA in high school and then only do 2 years of college after high school, but once they get to college, they really want to stay. They do not like to rush through those years, but actually take them all in.
There are definitely some situations, though, where taking a dual enrollment course would be more advantageous. High schools are more limited on what they can offer as far as course options due to requests, budgets, etc. If your school is only able to offer a standard or even honors level of a course, dual enrollment courses would offer that high level weight and rigor students might need. An example, a school may no longer offer AP Art History due to low enrollment, but similar courses might be available with dual enrollment. Also, dual enrollment courses offer more specialization in certain subject areas that your student may want to explore. For example, we have a lot of students that take AP Psychology while in high school, which is a great introductory course and offers a broad overview of many different areas of psychology. If your student wants to know more, they can then take dual enrollment courses that focus on more specific topics like sports psychology or positive psychology. For some students, AP courses may not be the best option to earn college credit simply because it relies on just one exam to earn that credit. Grades in their AP classes go towards high school credits, but to earn the college credit, they sit for an exam at the end of the year and must receive a certain score. For some students, that may be a lot of pressure. Dual enrollment courses offer the chance for something different, maybe a few more exams or quizzes, a couple of essays or a project, discussion group posts, but this is also subject to whomever is teaching the course. College professors are each able to determine their own curriculum and how it is graded. So you may have a professor who assigns weekly essays or quizzes, but then you may have a professor who relies on a midterm and a final only. So we definitely recommend doing some research ahead of time on websites like Rate My Professor or reaching out to them directly if possible to see a syllabus.
If a student decides that they would like to participate in the dual enrollment program, there are many factors to consider when choosing classes. Are they trying to receive credit for a high school graduation requirement? They can check the Florida Department of Education website. How many of each course is needed or recommended for high school and/or college admissions? Also, will the course qualify not only for high school graduation, but also for the Bright Future Scholarship, which can be checked on the Bright Future course table. Most students that take dual enrollment courses focus on the core classes needed for all majors, or the Associates in Arts degree. Here is a list of courses needed for the AA degree, which can be found further in depth on Valencia's website. Remember to schedule regular meetings with an academic advisor at Valencia to ensure you are earning the correct credits to transfer to the university of choice. If a student is starting off dual enrollment at any age level, we may recommend one general course to get the feel of the dual enrollment program. The Student Experience course, SLS 1122, is usually recommended for high school students to begin with, but it does help them map out their classes for their degree and major, which may not be as beneficial to a middle school student that is undecided. Keep in mind if a student wants to take AP Psychology at the high school, which is a popular AP elective course, they would not want to get duplicate credit by taking psychology through dual enrollment as well. It is always best practice to meet with a school counselor and an advisor at Valencia before registering for classes.
We've mentioned Bright Futures a few times already. For those who don't know, though, The Bright Futures Scholarship is a scholarship awarded to Florida students who meet certain criteria by the time they graduate. This money is able to be used for in-state schools and is renewable provided students maintain additional criteria once in college. We wanted to talk about Bright Futures now so that you can ensure your student is actively working towards it all 4 years of high school, whether that be trying to meet the test scores, the GPA, or making sure that their classes are correct. How much money is earned for Bright Futures is based on the level of criteria that is met. Pictured here is the Florida Academic and the Florida Medallion level scholarships. The criteria to earn the scholarship can change for upcoming cohorts, so it is imperative that you follow the criteria listed for your student's graduation cohort year. The information pictured shows what is needed for students who graduate this school year and next. For both levels, students need to make sure that they receive 4 credits of English, 4 credits of math, 3 credits of natural science, 3 credits of social science, which we usually refer to as social studies or history, and 2 credits of the same world language. As a reminder, please make sure that any dual enrollment courses taken count towards high school graduation and Bright Futures. If not, please ensure that additional courses are taken to meet the Bright Futures requirements. Students will also need to earn at least a 3.5 GPA for the academic scholarship or a 3.0 GPA for the medallion scholarship. The GPAs are not the same as the GPA you will see on their transcripts. It is recalculated by Bright Futures to include only the necessary courses and are given a different weight than with OCPS. Students must also earn certain scores on their ACT or SAT and earn a certain number of community service hours. Recent legislation has passed, though, that allows for students to use paid work hours in lieu of volunteer hours to qualify for a scholarship. More information on that will be forthcoming. Something to note, though, is that all criteria must be met for a student to receive the money. There are no smaller amounts for partially met criteria. Your student may start working on community service hours the summer before freshman year. Hours must be approved, though, by counselors in order to ensure that they are indeed community service and not just volunteer hours. Please reach out to your zoned high school for more information on the approval process. There is also an additional scholarship awarded through Bright Futures, which is called the Gold Seal Vocational, and it may only be used at post-secondary institutions that offer an applied technology diploma, technical degree education program, so an associate in science or associate in applied science, or a career certificate program. The requirements for Gold Seal Vocational are listed on the slide picture. In addition to the criteria we've mentioned previously, there are additional ways to earn Bright Futures money, such as being a National Merit Finalist or Scholar, National Hispanic Scholar, or earning your IB or ACE diploma, or taking the IB or ACE curriculum.
Now that we've looked at options that are available for your student throughout high school, how can we ensure that they keep a rigorous schedule every year to stay competitive? One reason that middle school students want to take high school classes and dual enrollment classes in middle school is that they believe that they will be done earlier taking required courses. They believe if they take math starting in middle school, then senior year they will not have to take a math at all, as they will already have the 4 math credits needed for graduation. Unfortunately, this is not the case. Even if a student has met all of their graduation requirements, colleges still want students to be enrolled in core classes every year in high school. They do not want students to take a break or slack off in their curriculum. It makes being successful in college more difficult if a student has not taken core classes senior year and then needs to take English or math again when they get to college. They may not remember some of the previous information or how to even study. Students do not realize in middle school that their choices will affect their high school scheduling as well as their college admissions. Here is an example for English. The general high school progression is English 1 in 9th grade, English 2 in 10th grade, English 3, AP Language, or Dual Enrollment Freshman Comp 1 in 11th grade, and English 4, AP Literature, or Dual Enrollment Freshman Comp 2 their 12th grade year. If a student starts the English progression in middle school, what will they take their 12th grade year to make sure they are taking the academic core every year? They would have to take a dual enrollment English elective, which are difficult and not fun for non-English majors, and would take up one of their 8 elective courses they get to take in college. They would also have to make sure they were able to be accepted into dual enrollment and have the time to take the course. When a student starts to plan their academic curriculum, they should map out what they will take every year in high school and make sure that the progression makes sense and is up to the level of rigor that they and the colleges would like.
Outside of your student's schedule, there are also a few considerations to take into account that may affect their academics and time in high school. One of the first things to consider is that their environment is completely changing. They may be moving from schools of 1,000 students to 2,000 or 3,000 students. They may have only had to travel within certain hallways or buildings of their middle school, but now have to go around the whole school multiple times per day. Teachers may not be able to remind them of assignments as often, or chunk assignments into smaller parts due at different times. In middle school, having a certain GPA was not a requirement for promotion. Students could still pass a class with a D. But in high school, they need at least a C average in order to meet the minimum graduation requirements. So for every D, they must earn a B to average that out. High schools also provide a lot more opportunities, as we've mentioned, not just with special programs, but with your average elective options. Also with clubs and after-school activities. If your student has an interest, there is likely an option to explore that. And if not, with approval, they can start their own club or activity. So if your student wants to be a part of these activities, make new friends, how will they manage it all? In order to help support our students' academic success, we must help them learn and practice executive functioning skills. These skills facilitate the behaviors required to plan and achieve goals. They are essentially the management systems of the brain. They involve skills like time management, planning, prioritizing, and self-monitoring. For time management, an example to use as practice would be setting a timer to work on specific tasks. So for the next 15 minutes, let's review math before working on social studies. Also, having your student create a weekly or monthly calendar with assignments, club meeting days, sport practices, and family events helps them look at the bigger picture. They may think, oh, I have a week to work on this biology lab assignment, but they don't take into account theater rehearsal for 2 hours on Wednesday, track practice Thursday and Saturday, grandma's family dinner on Sunday. If they see the week ahead, they can plan to study appropriately. This also leads to prioritizing. If the science lab that they need to work on is worth 20% of their grade for the quarter, they need to make sure that they schedule the adequate amount of time to work on it. So maybe they have to prioritize this over squeezing in both a movie and lunch with friends on Saturday. They'll have to choose appropriately, which can also lead them to self-monitoring and asking questions. Did this work for you? How did you study? Can you do anything differently? All of these questions help them reflect on their experiences and choose what works for them and what doesn't.
With all of the important information that was given, here are a few things to take away and think about in the future. When planning a student's schedule, what will the students' schedules look like their 11th and 12th grade years? Keeping in mind that they should have their core classes every year and as many foreign language credits as their high school allows. Every student's path is different, so the amount of AP, dual enrollment, honors classes will always differ pending a student's needs and goals. Any class that a student takes through dual enrollment will stay on a college transcript forever, impacting college admissions, financial aid, and other post-college degrees. It is always important to discuss a rigorous course option with the school counselor and dual enrollment courses with the school counselor as well as a dual enrollment advisor. Here's our contact information. Please do not hesitate to reach out with further questions. All high schools also have a college and career specialist, as well as a career specialist on site. OCPS has a YouTube channel as well with various informational presentations and episodes of a show called Spill the Tea, with interviews from guests about the college admissions process. This presentation will also be uploaded to that OCPS YouTube channel.